Special thanks from them, from the Aaron and Austin Show, for stepping up and being an official sponsor. We really love having them around.
Probably some of the best whiskey selection in town. Go check them out over there at Douglas and Hillside. Tell them Aaron and Austin sent you.
The Aaron and Austin Show is brought to you by Slow Coast Studios, Wichita's home for EPKs, live recording, podcasts, really any audio-visual stuff that you might need.
So we want to welcome a new sponsor to the Aaron and Austin Show, Mopigs.
Yeah. Great people that got all the cool vintage toys.
Like, they really have the coolest stuff, and he comes across a little bit of everything. He has, like, literally vintage video games all the way down to, like, loose action figures. I mean, you got to go check out their store. They're over at 833 Northwest Street. They're in the old game exchange there on West Street.
Killer selection. Great people. Go check out Mopigs for sure.
Get with PK Pest Management for all of your pest control needs. 316-305-7108. For any termite inspections or anything under the sun, we'll take care of any problem that you have.
Sacred Leaf is Wichita's favorite CBD store. They grow their own fields out in Colorado. They make a lot of their own products. Stop by, see Nikki. Tell them Aaron and Austin sent you. The Cowboy Inn is Wichita's favorite neighborhood bar. For a great patio, great service, great vibe, check out the Cowboy Inn just south of Central on St. Paul.
We'd like to welcome a new official sponsor, Whiskey Dicks. They just signed on. It's a great bar. Me and Aaron love it. We love to get our old fashions there. They got happy hour from 3 to 6 every day. So make sure you get out and support Whiskey Dicks, a new official sponsor of the Aaron and Austin Show.
The Aaron and Austin Show wants to give a huge shout out to Eddie at Wichita by EB. Go check out his podcast, The Editorial. Check out all the stuff he's doing for food trucks. He releases a list of where the food trucks are going to be. He releases a list of where the bands are going to be playing. Just an amazing dude. Go support him. Find Wichita by EB. Support him however you can. Out Detox has been helping Wichita detox for 15 years. They have a great selection of CBD products, mushroom gummies, kratom, kava, and even legal THC. Hit them up, www.alloutdetox.com, or give them a call, 316-554-7459. Be all in with All Out Detox.
Check out the Rusty Nail for everyday food and drink specials, especially Hammer Time. Every day from 4 to 7, half-price drinks. And on Saturdays, we have some of the best live music in town.
Diaper Jam 2024. We have Brantley Gilbert, Stone Temple Pilots, Demon Jones, Wheeler Walker Jr., Upchurch, and Joe D. Messina. So it's going to be a killer lineup. More to come. A bunch of locals popping up on that. There's a whole beach party stage. We haven't announced an act on.
Yeah, and we've got just so much going on at that show. Make sure that you're going to be out there. It's July 19th and 20th this year. The Aaron and Austin Show is going to be in the VIP section, podcasting live at the lodge all weekend long. It's going to be a blast. There's going to be camping. There's going to be dad bod contests. There is going to be a car show.
Shenanigans.
Shenanigans.
Joe D. Messina would like, let's try to get her on.
Joe D, not Jody.
Yeah, well, I want to get it. We're
I fuck up. See?
We're going to aim for a few because I just got I don't know if this is a good idea, but the Diaper Jam people gave us the contact information for a lot of these celebrities.
Oh, yeah.
So we're going to try to do a remote podcast with some of them.
I want to get Wheeler Walker on.
That'd be fun.
I just think it'd be hilarious.
Or, I mean, any of them, really. I've talked to any single person on the set, really, that's on the main set.
Of course I talked to any of them, but, like, I think Wheeler Walker would be an especially funny interview.
That's what I'm going after.
Since it was, like, moved for his sake almost. You know what I mean? Like we lost a venue because we chose to have him on board.
Yeah, that's why it's not that's really why it's not at Lake Afton this year. I mean, the fucking county commissioner just didn't like his music. So
the commission will tell you a different story, but that's kind of what I think it is.
They finally listened to it and they're like, oh.
Yeah, they're like, oh, well, we don't know. No. We don't get jokes.
The story is that a member of the public called Concerned.
Oh.
Concerned about what?
Everything.
Wheeler Walker Jr. You ever heard Wheeler Walker Jr.?
Yeah,
You know what I'm talking about? Okay, yeah. So concerned about him.
Well, I mean, anything.
That this might not be a family-friendly show, guys, and everything that happens at Lake Afton needs to be family.
Everything you do, people call in for, and they act like that's like something new. I guarantee, like, you guys are just part of the Elsewhere Festival this last weekend.
Yeah.
We can't wait to get into that. I guarantee there was hundreds of thousands of people that called bitching about just every.
Well, I mean,
I don't know about hundreds of thousands.
Well, but
you get what I mean. 1,000 people bitched about.
But there was the controversy there too.
Well, there was. I mean, I'm talking about controversy other than the Coke being involved in it. But people called in for cones placed in wrong fucking spot. I work for the city. I've got these stupid ass calls that these people call in. Are they leaving these barricades here all weekend? I mean, they call in for all that shit. It is just relentless.
It's awesome.
For the people when you try to do something, especially on a large scale like what you guys were involved in. So introduce yourself real quick. Everybody knows our two stupid asses. So introduce your guys. We got Milkwave on, and go ahead and tell us.
Well, two-thirds of Milkwave.
Two-thirds.
Brandon's not here.
Yeah, so you introduce him too, and kind of tell what you guys do in the band, and introduce us to our crowd.
I'm Annie Palmer. I am the vocalist, songwriter, and that's what I do in Milkwave. Yeah. Free Palestine.
Yes.
I'm Matthew Wiseman. I play bass in Milkwave, and Brandon is the drummer, Brandon LaBarge, and the three of us collectively forge our music together.
So do you play guitar?
No.
So we just have a bass and drum in this band.
Yeah.
Nice.
I love this band already. This is one of my favorite bands.
They're just missing a keyboard, right, Aaron?
Yeah, fuck you.
I don't think we're missing anything.
I just always give him shit.
There was
because he's a bassist and he hates keyboardists, so that's really our insight.
I don't hate keyboards.
no.
Your
man.
band isn't missing anything.
I hate self-accompanying keyboard players because
Yeah.
I'm a bass player.
It's just funny for
I
me.
got that range handled. You can.
There was an initial idea in the beginning to make it be like a minimal thing.
Right.
Like, let's eliminate all the unnecessary elements of a rock band. Just be like a brutal,
love
like
it.
simple thing.
Yeah.
But every time we record, Brandon wants to put more like percussion stuff.
So
in
you're
there.
handling the majority of the guitar stuff with
all
your
the
bass?
melody,
all the kind
yeah.
of stuff. Yeah.
So like any like some sort of like mystical thing, Annie's able to like start writing lyrics before the riff is written sometimes.
That's awesome.
So I start riffing with Brandon, and instantly she's like, "I've got the first verse,"
Yep.
and I'm like, "I don't know how you have it."
Well,
so
you catch
good."
a vibe. We all
Sure,
kind of catch
sure.
a
Oh,
vibe
yeah, oh, yeah.
together. So, yeah.
And we've all like, I don't want to sound as okay. We've all been in a lot of musical acts.
That's how it goes. Yeah.
So like we know what works when it works, and I think we also understand each other's quirks in a way of like, if something isn't working, we can help the other.
If the
move
quirks
along.
work.
Yeah,
Then you can work the quirks into.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, so were you guys
Thanks.
always original music concept from the very beginning?
Yeah, I was a fan of Annie in her old band that just happened to be disbanding around the time.
Which
that-
was?
Domestic Drone, R.I.P.
Nice.
And I remember that band for me had like, it was always like hitting like high 8s out of a scale from 1 to 10. Like,
Yeah.
oh, you're so close to like getting really amazing. And, like I was like, if Annie just had like a 9.5 band.
If Annie just only
like
had
something
me.
that was just like, yeah.
Yeah.
Then oh
know
man,
the
that
feeling.
would be crushing. And so it just happened to be a thing where serendipitous things, stars
Yeah,
align.
awesome.
Yeah, I can't remember how we got started like talking on the phone, but I was just complaining to Matthew one day about how my band was breaking up, and I was heartbroken. I was like, I wish I was in a band with you, and he was like, you do?
Let's
Well,
do that.
Because
we can
I'm
make that happen
jamming
then.
with Brandon LaBarge, and I was like, oh shit, I love both of you. Let's do it.
Yeah.
I've
And
been,
it
I've
just
been in
worked
a
out.
lot of bands where I was the front person, and I did not love that.
Yeah, I don't.
And-
And what I always try to clarify, when you mean the front person, do you mean like you are having to like make sure the clocks run on time, or you're
No,
or
no.
you're singing and doing all the music and everything?
Okay, a bit of both. I'm the guy that has the van, the practice space, and the PA.
Yeah.
So that's a big part of being in a band is
Yeah.
have the things to facilitate that. Also, though, I was the main vocalist, I guess. So
Yeah,
then
yeah.
a lot of people's minds go to that's the band.
when
Yeah.
when
You
I
know?
think of frontman, I think of the first person you notice on stage.
Right.
Yeah.
And it's not always the singer.
Yeah,
No.
right. But the Jay
Yeah.
Giles
And-
band, the Jay Giles band is
You know what I
named
mean?
after the guitar player, not the singer.
Yeah,
but I
that's
bet
funny, you know?
that dude's whole life he was called
And,
Jay Giles.
and for me, the frontman of Red Hot Chili Peppers is Flea.
Well,
Sure.
that's fair.
Okay.
And I would say that we are both the front man of Milkwave, really.
Yeah. Anthony
Well-
Kiedis says that we have 3 frontmen.
I'm
You know what I
going to
mean?
be
Like-
real.
Sure.
I don't think that we do have a front man because I think Brandon's also a front man.
Yeah, no,
Brandon
that's fair.
is probably a front
puts
man.
He's
on
just behind us,
percussive whole display That I
Yeah.
He's fun to watch. He's fun to watch.
Yeah.
play.
Are all three
He's
of you
very good.
mic'd
Yeah.
for singing? Are all three of you singing on all of this?
Oh, we don't need to mic Brandon's voice.
I get that.
When he needs to be heard, he is.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's good at that.
Yeah.
Nice.
And it's loud.
That was very polite and democratic. I
It's
like
true. It's true.
We love Brandon.
We do.
He is like
I
he's one of the best drummers I've ever seen, but definitely ever played with.
met
For sure.
Brandon at a new music festival in Kentucky, and Surface
Okay.
was the band at the time.
He played in Surface?
He played in Surface.
Not familiar.
Yeah,
With Charlie.
yeah, with Charlie Roberts. Yeah, and yeah, I just remember having a great time with these boys from Kansas that I didn't even know. And I thought that was funny.
So you guys just randomly met up in Kentucky, and
Yeah.
you were both Kansas.
I just thought that was weird.
You
Like,
both
here's a
Kansas
guy
guys?
living in Wichita, and I meet you in Kentucky.
It's a very small world.
That's really funny.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, especially when you're traveling the music industry, there's you're getting a lot of those
Yeah.
same venues and stuff.
Oh, dude, similar experience. So the guitar player singer Adam and his wife Sarah of Murder by Death
Right.
moved to Louisville, Kentucky, and I didn't know it because they used to live in Bloomington, Indiana, and I was supposed to play a
Said
show
it right,
there.
too.
Louisville.
Louisville.
Yeah, I was supposed to play a show there, but a couple of my band members couldn't do it, so I just went to the festival myself, and I ran into them, and they were like just there at the fest, and I was like, "What are you guys doing here?" And they're like, "We moved here. We have a business here."
yeah,
Like, what the heck? I didn't even know that. Anyway, I don't know.
yeah.
Sarah-
Smaller world than you think.
Yeah.
Always.
Yeah, you do. I mean, you just run into people. You're like, hey, you live here now? Yeah, well, I guess so.
I know you from somewhere else. Why are you here? That's changing what I know of here.
So we had Rudy on getting ready to tell us about the Elsewhere Festival. How did it go? How did it go for you guys? Did you guys have a good time
really
with it?
well
On the back end of it.
organized. There were a lot of great acts. My favorite was Sudan Archives.
Yeah,
A
that's-
Place to Bury Strangers was really wonderful. I thought we were going to kind of be screwed with our time slot at Barleycorns, like 5-ish.
Yeah,
but
that's early. For Wichita, that's
yeah,
early.
it was also one of the air-conditioned spots,
Yeah.
and we
Ding,
had a pretty
ding.
Well,
decent
and the-
that was
crowd.
a-
Well, and you had
slam
free
dunk.
people at Napster Park all day long. So, I mean, it was going
Right
to be a
across
pretty
the street.
right across
Social
the street.
Cinema
Yeah.
played outside at
Yeah.
the same time as us, so
Oh,
in between
wow.
us playing, I could watch them.
Oh, that's
those
pretty
those
good.
are my homies, but so I was like, this is kind of cool.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
there
yeah,
were people there. I think most of them were there for the air conditioning and the water.
Yeah.
You might be right.
Yeah.
Apathy
But-
Unit was right before us too, and they put on a hell of a show. They did a really good
Those
job.
guys are great, aren't they? Like,
I love them so
Yeah.
much. They're my favorite band in Wichita.
Yeah, I love them.
easily. Yeah, they're
pretty
so much
badass.
fun to watch and so cool. Such cool people. Yeah.
So how'd
I'm
it
glad
go-
that those younger cats like that are getting a shot to.
Yeah, another one
play
that got
these
on the
big
bill
things
was
like
like
that.
Phantom Black, weren't there? There were a
Phantom
bunch of
Black,
young
it
kids
was-
too.
we
Yeah.
love them
Love-
too.
Yeah, we've
Yeah.
talked to
Love
them.
them.
I think they stopped in and talked to us on a night that they played in here, so we've got a little bit of
We
interview.
we
with
had
them.
we had them at the Beauties and Beasts fundraiser.
Oh,
earlier
really?
this
Oh, that one
month.
that you were out here a couple
Yeah.
weeks ago. Oh, that's nice.
That's
so
awesome.
so it went pretty well as far as like, was it pretty well attended?
Okay. So I do think, in my opinion, it was a little bit spread out in a way that made some shows feel like a huge thing, and other shows feel like a little lackluster. I think maybe a tightening up next year might happen.
So I had that concern, but I saw like Wave outdoor stage at the top, and I saw Navsker at the bottom, and I thought like putting big stages at either end
Yeah.
would probably create the traffic for the other stages.
I agree with that.
I thought it was really well thought out, but in actuality, maybe
Well, it was well thought out.
Yeah, I mean-
they did great. It was great. I'm so happy to
And
be
for
a
the
part of it.
and for the
I-
first one.
Yeah.
yeah, for sure. But but we always learn on the first one,
Right.
Well, and
We
what you're
learned
saying, and what you're
things,
saying
you know
makes a
what I
lot
mean?
of sense.
So, like, I'm
Yeah.
a big fan of this band Sunflower Bean, and
Okay.
they played at Nasker Park, and not a lot of people were there.
Okay.
But that was fine. But then you look at the Steve Aoki show, and it was like you couldn't move.
Yeah.
It
Of
was
course.
packed
Yeah,
completely,
of course.
you know?
So
So, like,
was Killer Mike pretty much the same?
I would
you have to
imagine.
pick,
I would
you have to
imagine.
pick, so I don't know.
It was
Yeah.
well attended. I was
Yeah.
at Killer Mike. I didn't
Nice.
see Steve Aoki. I did see Toki Monster on that EDM stage though, and that was super cool.
Did we? I know there's a lot going on there, but I'm just going to keep asking you guys since you guys are the first people I've really talked to that were just at there. Did it seem like a lot of shows were stepping on top of each other? Could you kind of make some stuff if you wanted to, or did you feel like you're running?
I missed one thing I wanted to see.
But for the most part, you got to see what you wanted to see. That's if you only have one swing and a miss at a festival, you're doing pretty good.
I would
So,
say so.
if I was gonna come at this from the artist perspective, it was phenomenal. The way they treated the artist is like, it was beautiful.
That's good.
The backstage area that they had set up for everybody had like this beautiful spread for everybody to eat with vegan options, and like it was
very nice.
really well done.
Very
really
intentional,
Well done.
very.
Paid everybody well.
Well, now I
treated
really want
us-
to be a part of it.
They treated us like we mattered, and it's nice to see that. You know, like when you're a musician, especially in this part of the country, you kind of get
Well, yeah,
you
especially when you're
sleep on
not
floors a lot.
Well, you're
you
not
know?
used to your own town.
Cat
treating
hair
you
covered
treat-
bartender
Yeah.
owned floor.
There's
and
a
your-
lot of that.
Your own town doesn't usually treat you that well. I
Right.
mean, there's a lot of people that haven't got VIP treatment from venues in their own town.
But from the perspective of like just a consumer, normie civilian that would have gone to the fest, I would have said it was slightly more expensive than I would have wanted to pay.
Because
That-
I thought the
that's-
price point
that's
was
what-
amazing.
I'm just,
Yeah.
I'm just.
I thought the price point was
That's
amazing.
fair. That's
$60 a day? That doesn't seem
Guys,
crazy. to me.
there are certain festivals around the country, Bonnaroo.
Sure.
You know what I mean? Like there's certain festivals around the country,
I-
and every style of music has their own.
Maybe this is going to be like
But
I'm,
like-
I'm asking for too much, but I think like a $50 idea for like.
Both days?
I think we were very
$50
close.
a day or
$60 for the day was pretty.
Yeah.
Awesome.
I mean, you see Killer Mike and Steve Aoki in one, but you probably couldn't saw them at the same time.
You
right?
couldn't. No,
you
that's
couldn't
the
have
thing.
done that.
That's
You
the
couldn't have
thing.
done that.
I mean, but still, I would say
Choices are made.
I would say a Killer Mike show would be a $60 show all day, every day.
Okay.
What would you think a Steve Aoki show is? Probably about the same.
Couldn't tell.
Dude,
you.
I
40 to 50,
I
60,
saw
$70.
a place to bury
probably,
strangers
depending
open
on the
up for-
venue.
I saw a place to bury strangers open up for 9 Inch Nails, and I think that ticket was like $90.
Yeah, but
How
when?
long ago was that?
How long ago?
2010, 8.
Yeah.
we
9,
saw them
10.
open for the Black Angels, and I don't feel like it was that expensive. In
I
Kansas City,
remember
feel like it was
seeing, like-
$50 or something though. But that's two bands.
Now I might be dating myself, but I remember seeing I remember seeing Chevelle open up for Local H.
That's
at the,
cool.
at the Granada.
Dude, I have a
You
sign.
know what I
I have
mean?
a signed Local
Like,
H
way back in
8
the
by
day.
10 glossy. Back when it was the two main.
Yeah.
Before the drummer was replaced or whatever.
Yeah, the original drummer. I saw the original drummer there.
Right. Yeah.
I can't fucking get it. Shit.
I love Local H.
shout
Also,
out-
another one of the
right
minimalist kind
here.
of bands that I was like hoping
That's what I mean. Yeah.
hoping to kind of emulate in this project. Local H would be like a primary example of like why not have a bunch of guitar players in your band?
Yeah, you know what I mean?
Just or why have extra stuff?
Well, now he has also gone the extra level of like adding a bass pickup and a bass amp to his guitar. Like,
Sure.
it's a crazy thing. When I saw
I
him
u- I
live,
used-
it all made sense. I was like, oh shit!
We
I
could
get
almost
it,
turn
I
this to
get it
shit
now.
on the guitarist podcast.
That's fine. Let's
Hey,
do it.
if you're ever gonna have one, this is probably the one. 'Cause
So when you,
you have a lid there.
the quick question with when you have to do more as a bassist, do you have like a 6 or 7 string bass?
No,
with that?
no. I like Les's more.
Nice.
You play a 4 banger. Yep,
Yeah.
yep.
Nice.
That's some of mine over there.
I'm a psychopath.
well, you're a bass player. It's a kind of we don't
we go.
advertise that, but I mean, that's
So
okay.
I have a.
I feel like it's known.
Huh?
I feel like you bass players.
Like bass players, yeah.
Yeah.
I get it.
Well, the
Don't say the words.
my number one bass I got. It's made by a guy who used to be in Florida. Now he's in.
Jail. And
No.
yeah, sorry.
Anyway, it doesn't matter where he's from.
He's in the witness protection
it's a-
program.
It's an aluminum neck bass with like really hot, powerful pickups.
Oh yeah. Okay.
So like it sounds like it's blowing up every amp I play it through.
Yep.
And
Love it.
I love it. I love it to death.
Yeah.
But recently, Squire just made this Rascal bass, which I got just as a backup piece of crap, so I could throw it around because I don't want to be like that dickhead 40-year-old dude with like a really expensive bass that's like beating it up and God, that sound. I'm
Brother,
so sounding stupid.
you are
Like,
preaching to the choir. You're preaching to the choir right now. I bought Epiphone
Yeah,
basses
yeah,
for the
yeah,
same
yeah,
reason.
yeah.
Because I could pick one up for like
Because-
$150 on Marketplace.
So-
and
You
I
were
don't
just
give a
trying to
shit
buy a
about-
$2,600 bass today.
Well, I know.
I do want to touch base on this though.
Yeah.
But there's something about rock and roll,
Yes.
that generic idea
Yes.
that it isn't supposed to be bougie. It's not
Yeah.
supposed to be a $5,000 guitar.
Goddamn right.
That
Yeah,
sucks.
Yeah.
That
Well, if
kinda
you're making
sucks.
$100,000 a show, then we can treat them really expensive guitars like shit a little more.
Well, that sucks too. That's just abundance for no reason, treating things
Yeah.
badly.
Yeah.
So
Well,
I got this.
I mean-
I got this $400 bass that has.
That's
these
a great price point,
overwound-
by the way. That's a great.
These
price
really
point.
overwound pickups that are really hot, and people online will say, "Oh, this thing kind of sounds like shit." It sounds like the $2,000 bass I had custom made for me. Like, I went out of my way for that, and now you can just find it. So now, for the first time, I'm feeling like in Milkwave, especially when we play live, I can like jump in the crowd again. I can like act. I can actually do the rock and roll stuff that feels like, oh god, this is.
And if you
such a
tear the
gross
neck off
term.
of my $400 bass, fuck.
Yeah, who cares?
Fuck it.
I
Yeah.
don't care. I'll glue it back together. It's fine.
Okay, but I also want to talk about this. Okay, as a bass player, and you are the sole melodic kind of force in
The
there.
soul.
No, well, not the soul. I mean, vocals are going to carry a lot of that, but like, we have drums, we have vocals, and we have literally everything else coming out of your bass. Now, do you have like a pedal board? You got like
Not really.
some fucking
I've been trying to
distortion pedals?
I have,
man? You
I have
got
a
nothing?
slapback echo and like a boost pedal, and I've been trying to cut that out too. I feel like less.
So you're a minimalist, like
I'm
to
a
the core.
psychopath, man. I'm
Okay.
like I really.
So you're
like,
looking for an amp that overdrives.
I've
Heard you guys' stuff, man. I hear overdrive in there. It's
Yeah.
not just a fucking.
I take a guitar amp
You
and I
know.
make it sound like, and then I take
That's
a bass amp
that's the trick
and I
I'm
make it
looking
sound
for.
like, and then I just
okay.
play out of both of them. So somewhere in the middle, there's,
Because
like,
you have
really
a
cool-
switcher.
No.
No, you have two
I'm just
outputs. You have
My electrical guitar company, aluminum neck bass, has two
wait,
outputs.
two outputs on their bass. There you go.
Never use it
That's what I'm saying.
because I have a volume pedal or a tuner to split.
See, I immediately think Rickenbacker 4003
Yeah.
with the Rico sound.
That's what I was trying to.
Yeah.
emulate.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Bet. Is everybody lost?
'Cause-
Everybody lost.
I'm just trying to keep up. I'm like, well.
Gear talk.
Well,
Sorry, guys.
Move along.
I actually like it. I just don't know shit about it, so I'm just listening.
Yeah.
So I'm just trying to hear.
I tend to fall asleep.
Sorry.
So how's your microphone? Good.
It seems fine, right? Is it okay? Free Palestine. Can everyone hear me?
But
Oh my God! So how was that, man? I heard that we had a small. All right, so Cake News focused on a small group of protesters.
It was very small. It was
I mean,
I'm
it was like
glad
6
they
people.
did.
It was like 6. I am too. I am too. Okay, let's give some promotion to all sides. But okay, so for me, and I guess I'm just gonna say this because we're live on air, and I've had a couple drinks, but like.
no.
Well, look. I'm saying that Chase Koch. I've always known him as a Deadhead, like he loves Grateful Dead and shit, and like was at the last show and like all this stuff, like, and I've always known him to do this jam bandy kind of thing musically, and I appreciate that, and I know that about him, but like it was never.
I don't think.
I think I wanted to go down a road I wanted to
I don't think you can.
I'm just gonna let you
go
go.
down. No, but.
I don't think you can put someone in a position to handle the weight
Yeah.
of their father's burdens.
Oh my God! Right?
And no one should have to really.
Yeah.
I-
No. This is it. This is exactly what I mean.
I would like to believe. I don't know. He's not like a friend of mine. We don't like smoke weed together.
Me
You know.
either. I don't
Yeah.
know.
But
Allegedly.
but I do not think the backlash for the Koch brothers whole thing with the Elsewhere Fest should have been put so heavily on Chase.
I think.
Or on
I
anyone.
think it was crazy.
Well, you can't love every sponsor that you deal with to make some giant festival go through.
well,
That's true. I'll say that he's voiced support for Israel, who are obviously committing genocide, and that
So
was a
is the
while ago.
United
I would
States
love to
of
hear,
America.
and so is the United States. Yes, I would love to hear him retract that. As
Or
far
explain it
as
maybe, or explain his reasoning.
there's no explanation.
You-
I mean,
yeah, you don't really get-
Well, you can explain your misinformation you got. I mean,
Yeah,
you
you,
never
Well, there
know.
is
you can explain that you were
misinformation. Okay,
confused.
that-
yeah,
that-
for
that-
sure.
that's the
But
part.
yeah, it was a
But-
nice fest, and I don't punish behavior I want to see. I like that he put this on. I think that that's a positive thing for the
And-
community.
Celebrating
and-
the good parts is a lot better than trying to nitpick.
And what I wanted to get to here was that Midtopia is a 501c4, and there's a designation there that is different.
I just
Okay.
want to say one thing. I don't. whatever they respect. I don't care about
Yeah.
anything.
Yeah.
If they're doing what they're doing, do it.
Look,
It has nothing to do with
wha-
me.
wha- wha-
And
what
like,
the-
I'm not gonna poo-poo someone's party.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah. Yeah, I'm
but
not
it's
gonna
not.
rain on
It's not going to be
But,
my
it
but,
has
party.
nothing to do with us either.
but I,
Like, I'm
but I
not
also
doing
want to
it
explain
either.
this. I feel like I need to explain this a little bit because a 501c4 is different than a 501c3 that I've spent 2 years setting up. You know, a 501c4, they are able to contribute to political campaigns. Okay, they're able to.
They're super PACs.
They're able to work social change, which Midtopia has never been quiet about. We're here to do that, you know. But
what
I will
social
tell
change?
you, I will tell you that any money that Chase Koch put into Midtopia is not tax deductible. None of that money can go back to him,
Sure.
and it doesn't
did
fund
hear that.
shit. It doesn't fund shit. The money he gave is gone. It may be a laundering the name. I've heard that, and I can't. Well, you know what I mean. I'm not gonna talk out of shit that I don't know about. I do know about a 501c4 versus a 501c3 because I just kind of did all that. You know,
The man has billions of dollars.
billions. I know. They are the
And any
28th
dollar he kicks
richest,
to the
the
music industry, I'm happy
28th
about.
richest family in the world. They're the 28th.
And with great power comes great responsibility.
I will say that too.
And I do agree that the fest is a good thing. I think he could do more. I think all billionaires could do more as far as redistribution of wealth is concerned. That's what we need to have.
Good
I
God.
definitely agree. I
Good God,
definitely
try
agree.
to try to rent a place
Yeah.
right now. Try to fucking rent a place.
My
right now.
problem is that polarizing opposites, man. The middle ground is getting lost.
No,
You know,
we have this
we
conversation
are
way too
doing
often.
this,
This happens
you know.
too often. People keep saying that. I hear it.
I see it.
I hear
I'm
it.
seeing it.
I hear people say it more often than I actually experience it. I think the middle is building. I think more.
Really?
John Waters thinks he's the middle. I would have
love
thought.
John Waters,
I would
by
have
the
thought
way.
John Waters would be the farthest to the left, queer.
Oh,
Archetype. He doesn't think he's leftist anymore.
Well,
Really?
the left has went so crazy, ain't no one trying to claim that shit.
But
Nobody
no-
can claim
Excuse
anything.
me.
Nobody
But
can
at the
claim any of it. I
But
mean,
at the same time, no one wants.
it's insane.
The people
It's
with
insane.
half a brain don't really want to be affiliated with the right either.
No,
you
neither
know?
one. It's
They're
it's really.
I have a
it's
big
really
Catholic family.
By each thing that we're talking about. It all depends on what we're talking
I have a
about.
big Catholic family that don't like Trump, and we are
does?
Republican to the core, and they're like, "What do we do here, guys?"
Well, we keep just
Well,
we just
well,
keep
You act
getting rolled
like
up.
I
as-
am, and you say, "I'm not going to keep voting for your stinky poo poo. I don't
no.
like any of it."
I
Stop.
wrote in Bernie Sanders the last 2 times I've
Good for
voted.
you. Good
But
for you.
my write-in vote doesn't mean dog shit enough.
That's what I'm
Well,
saying. They're creating a point for our writing votes.
I think
Well,
even
I mean, they're
writing-
just giving us two
It's
of
all
the two
nothing.
ridiculous. I mean, I would love to see like Tulsi Gabbard run. I would see that's somebody I could vote for.
Everybody's talking about Simpsons predicted it, but I think South Park predicted
Oh,
this
yeah,
one.
yeah,
That's
Yeah,
how-
well, I mean, if there's anything,
Well,
it's a douche and a turd sandwich.
Yeah, I mean-
that's the
I'm
thing.
about to say anything that anybody else did was pretty much a Simpsons folly for the most part. I even saw that she got a little,
Futurama.
yeah, Futurama.
That's my
one.
wife and I's wedding rings, I guess.
Aw.
It's the most romantic episode of a cartoon I've ever seen.
That was ours.
Oh man, I think I got one of the saddest episodes too when the dog fucking.
Well, that's not the same one.
I know it's not, but
But
they have
yeah,
they
yeah.
have a romantic episode and maybe the saddest episode.
agree,
in
I agree.
Fucking, God, that's the saddest episode.
Futurama.
Futurama. There's an episode about him losing his dog when he goes back in time, or he gets frozen and shit, and that dog sits there and waits for him forever. It's the saddest shit you ever see. Sitting there watching Futurama, trying to have a laugh. Now you're fucking crying.
It's good for you. Crying's good for you.
It really is.
I promote feeling all of your feelings.
Oh,
think
damn it.
that's
I did it
important.
yesterday, man. I did it
Yeah,
yesterday.
sometimes you got to have a good cry, man. Sometimes I'm a
It's
big old
good.
baby. There's
It
a
feels
fucking
good.
commercial light my ass up. I'll be like, all right, just
Yeah.
It feels good.
I do it every day in the fucking summertime. I hate summer heat so much. I suffer from seasonal depression, but like the opposite.
you have the opposite,
Most
huh?
people- oh my god.
See, I have the one during the winter when it
heat.
gets gloomy and shit. The sun goes away. I get sad.
So happy with that stuff.
No, man, this is
That's why we have
this
it.
is a
It's-
free bottle of
yeah.
booze. Thanks to R&J's for always giving us a free bottle
This
of
is
booze. and free
Monarch's
shots.
Barrel, actually. This
Every single week they hook us up with a new bottle to try and 10 Rumpleman
Yeah, have
shots.
some.
They're slowly trying to kill us, I think, but I think they love us too at the same time.
Everything in moderation except for moderation.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Just
Well,
know-
moderation has to be handled
I
in
haven't tried this yet.
moderation.
Know how to mind your P's and Q's, and you're fine.
Or just say whatever you want whenever you want. And
That'll bite you in the ass.
of course it will.
Sure
Of course
will.
it will. Of course it
You'd
will.
be surprised that a lot of cool shit happens though when you kind of just wing it. I mean, you speak some shit into existence. Whew.
What was your guys' favorite or first introduction into why you love being into music or whatever? Like, doesn't
Oh,
have
man.
to be like
Hip hop music for me, man. It was the first for
just in a big
in general for me.
just hip hop.
Yeah,
Right.
I grew up in the time where the real first thing I heard was Bone Thugs and Po Pimps coming out of Chicago, and Yesterday's Discs was where you could the only place in town that a kid could walk in and get a parent advisory single or a cassette where they didn't not let me buy the shit. So I grew up in a low income neighborhood over off of Mount Vernon and Waco, and man, the very first thing I really remember getting passionate about was Nothing But a G Thing single. And then the Po Pimp single came out, Do You Want to Ride in a Cadillac? Do you want to ride in the backseat of a caddy? Chop it up. Man, that one, and then a few others is really was really my first into it. And then what really lit my fire to take it to really wanting to be a part of the music industry, even though I'm not a singer or anything like that, was Rage Against the Machine. When I first saw them, it was a whole new
What
thing.
age? What age? 12, 13?
Yeah, 12, 13. I got to go to my first concert.
That's the vibe.
Yeah.
Every time it's right there.
yeah.
I got to go to my first concert, and shout out to my childhood friend that I don't know where he's at these days, but he was 5 years older than me, and he could drive, and I was 12 and he was 17, and we both liked. He got me more into band music, so we went to Pantera White Zombie in '96 at the Kansas Coliseum.
Yeah, I was there.
I
was there.
Yeah, I was
Deftones
there.
were there.
Yeah, Deftones were there
Yeah.
too as well. And they had that mosh pit set up at like a
Yeah.
ring.
Yeah, dude.
And I'm 12 years old in that motherfucker.
Dude,
I look like
are you 42?
I'm 40,
41?
40.
44.
40.
Yep.
So
I was
12.
at that same show. Yeah, yeah.
I was 12, but I was a monster. When I was 12 years old, I fucking looked like I was 18. But,
Same. Yeah.
so that was, and I got really introduced. That was so I had been to maybe a few Riverfest things, but that was the first paid concert that I ever got to go to. And the energy of it, I was hooked. From then. And so I luckily got to go to a lot of concerts growing up. Thanks, shout out to my parents.
Dude, that White Zombie show.
And
was
shout out to the lies that I told my
life-changing.
parents, man. I really told a
one?
lot of great lies.
That-
When he's talking about
Yeah,
that
show was
Cotillion show,
amazing, dude.
that changed everything for me.
That was an amazing show.
I remember being in the 6th grade and singing along to Rage Against the Machine in the car with my mom. Fuck you, I won't do what you tell me. And she just turned to me and she said, you know they're not talking about their parents, right?
Well, not right now. They're not.
Dumb child. Yeah, it was great.
So, were you singing at an early age?
Yeah, I was.
Did it start in school, or did you? How did you gloss over to the stage?
It started with my mom. My mom encouraged me to sing, so I was singing so young. I mean, maybe it just came from me.
Your mom was
I'm not really
the
sure.
most beautifully supportive.
That's huge.
Yeah.
That's huge. I shout out to
She was
all parents,
awesome.
guys.
She
They're
was-
not always going to like the same shit you like. Try to be as supportive as you can.
Rebecca
Yeah.
was amazing.
Yeah, my mom, when I told her I thought I might want to be a boy, she said, okay, we can do that. Let's just, take your time, figure it out. Was very supportive when I told her I was non-binary. She was like, oh yeah, I know. I remember that from when you were little. I asked her if it would hurt, if any part of becoming a boy would hurt. And she said, oh, maybe. it probably will.
Yeah, you have to
There
carry,
Depends on
you
how
have to
far
carry
we
a lot
take
heavier
this,
shit. I'm
Yeah,
just here to tell you.
and so
Your back's going to hurt.
I decided I wasn't going to change my body or whatever, but I've always been non-binary, and she was always supportive of that. I never really had to come out as bisexual or non-binary or a singer. I guess that's what you asked. But yeah, my mom was fucking great. And it's nice to see that a lot of the great artists that we have fulfilling the local, industry here have had supportive parents, and that means a ton to kids that are trying to do something fucking different. They're not trying to just roll over and do the
Be
same bullshit.
able to do something different.
Yeah, dude, creative shit's not
Please.
easy, dude. To create a song out of a fart in the wind is not easy to fucking do.
Oh, man.
There have definitely been mornings when I've woken up on the top of a van or in the basement of a disgusting house that smells like cigarettes and emptied out beer cans, and I'm like, what am I doing? You know?
Why does this appeal to me?
Yeah.
Well, there's just a bit of a networking that goes on after those shows.
Well, yeah, that's fair too. But there's other times that like Elsewhere Fest is a perfect example of like where my wife benefited from the accolades or whatever I was being given, and she was like, "This is pretty great." And normally she's like, "This rock and roll thing,
Gotta say, paying the bills.
not super cool.
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
fine."
yeah.
You just came home with another $400 base because you dove into the crowd last night.
Yeah.
Oh, because you want to beat that one up. Neat. You're gonna beat up that $400 base. That's
Your wife sounds like my husband. And
Ooh.
we're right
He
there,
sounds lovely.
Same way.
He is. Justin is
Oh,
lovely.
he's good, and he's
he
super
supports-
supportive.
he
He's super
supports your ass a
supportive,
lot,
but
so.
Libby's lovely too.
My wife is amazing.
She's amazing.
She's
Yeah,
phenomenal.
I'm just by
yeah,
myself,
yeah,
so I don't have
so-
to fucking worry about anybody because that shit's...
what I always thought is maybe we should have a band wives support group.
That'd be cool.
The
You know what I mean?
Milkwives.
Oh,
Milk
shit,
wives.
I love
love this. I
Mason
love this.
calls
Yeah.
I don't.
But
But
like-
Benny and Libby him the Milkwives all the time.
Just,
that makes sense.
just come on, man. I mean, you guys are. We're all in the same place.
Yeah.
Let's just kind of support each other. Let's get through. Let's talk shit on our partners a little bit. You know, let's go.
Don't
I
include
don't
me.
know that I
Don't
support
include
that.
me. Don't include me.
Well, hey, what I'm saying is there has to be an outlet. Okay, like I put my husband through shit, man. I do. I'm horrible to get along with sometimes, and this is that way.
I don't know what
So-
you mean.
Yeah, of course you don't. Yeah, very diplomatic you are. So, but yeah, I know I'm hard to deal with. I think everybody that's a band wife kind of knows what I'm talking about. And I'm not saying band wife, band husband in my case, but they go through a lot. They should be able to talk to each other and support each other. And
I don't
Yeah,
stop
let's make
anybody
this
from
happen.
talking to anybody.
Yeah,
let's make it go. I say let's encourage
I
it.
definitely think that like minds being put in a group is a good positive thing.
Yeah, I think so.
Allowed people's grievances to like dissipate in the correct way.
Well, it sounds like we just
instead
need
of
to
just being like, "What are you mad about?" And people
The
are
problem
like,
is,
I cannot relate.
The problem is, in 6 months we're going to be hit with a list of demands. You know, so
Sounds like we just need to feed everybody. And
bass
everybody's
players. You guys have
Happy. When
to
you get
do
treated
that.
nice, everybody's happy. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
It's nice when you get to be a part of a big festival and they feed you all cool shit and everybody's super happy. That's when nobody's bitching.
Yeah.
Yeah, when people's needs
Are
are
met.
everything.
Oh,
is
when
chill.
needs get met,
What
isn't
do
that?
you fucking know?
When you feel like you have
Amazing.
value, you're
Yeah.
able to like shine. Isn't that wild?
Isn't that
And it's a
amazing?
huge pressure release, isn't
It's
it?
weird.
It's funny how creative people get.
You
when,
would have thought in all of human civilization, someone would have known that and written it down
Yeah,
somewhere
well,
to
no.
spread.
That's not
I
profitable,
feel like
baby.
it's been done.
That's not profitable, baby. Some asshole went, if we just, made them work all the time, this would be way easier. Push this button, idiot.
It's all the people like in a generation above us that were always in this mindset of like, I want more. You should always be achieving more. Like there's
Well,
not
there
always
is
going to be more.
okay. Now I will say there is something. There is something to be said about
It was very- it
capitalism
was
that
very
pushes
natural.
innovation. There's something to be
no,
said.
it doesn't. No, it doesn't. It pushes forced obsolescence or
Yes.
built-in obsolescence.
We have found that out
It's
now.
bullshit.
no,
But
now that
the,
it's
the
all been-
powers that
Growth
be.
for the sake of growth is the ideology of cancer. I'm
Yes,
sure
that's it.
you guys
That's
have
it.
heard that
Yes,
one before.
yes, you're right. You're
Yeah.
right. But
Fuck
that's the
capitalism.
thing. That's the thing is the people that instilled our mindsets didn't have that mindset. You
Well,
know what I
they
mean?
didn't know.
My parents, their parents before them, I'm still suffering from the Great Depression. I wasn't even alive. Okay, but my family has transmuted these things down through there. Like I'm getting ready to, for all intents and purposes, man. I'm going to have to take over my parents' affairs,
Sure.
and I'm going to have to end up like
I mean, that's something you're
looking
almost
out
all
for
of us are
their
gonna have to do
welfare.
eventually.
Okay, now I will tell you that my family is Mormon.
Oh dear.
Okay,
Uh-huh.
I know now.
Uh-huh.
Now we're starting to get to it.
All right.
But when I go through their shit, I have enough food in their basement for 6 families for about 3 years.
Is it past its
All
expiration date, or
milk.
did they were they
Just like
responsible?
concentrated
Well, there's a whole bunch of
And Tang.
who knows what who knows.
It's like blast from
We've
the past
gotten
shit.
into
Hot
like
Dr. Pepper.
mental illness and stuff now.
Yeah.
And
I'm
just
But,
familiar.
in honor of your parents, we're going to eat
Things-
all of that shit.
things that happen in the past, they transmute down to us, whether we get it or not. Okay, so like I'm not lying. The things that happened in the Great Depression, my parents are still dealing with,
yeah.
and I'm still dealing with because that's just
Well,
how that
America's
was passed
only
down.
3 people old. We're only 3 people old.
Well, we're only about 3 generations.
yeah,
old.
that's what I'm saying.
3
We're
or 4,
3 people
about
old.
5
That's
maybe,
it.
but-
That's it. This country has barely been alive.
The Buddha says that suffering comes from expectation. And
Attachment.
I think, attachment and expectation. So, like, I think it's kind of ultimately up to you to break a cycle.
And that's what I've done.
Good.
That's what I've done.
Then
When I
Well,
came
that's
out of
Until
the
you go
closet-
down his basement, there's Tang in his fucking
Oh,
basement.
it's harder
Oh,
than
my
it
God.
sounds.
No. When I came out of the closet, my family fucking imploded.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah. I mean,
And,
among
why?
the community-
Did you not show any signs growing up? To be, I'm not trying to be like rude or
No.
blasphemous. Or
Do
anything,
I
but-
show any signs now?
I've argued adamantly.
I'm
going to
argue with you there.
I've had people argue adamantly with me about Aaron not being
See,
gay.
this is the funny thing. This is
And I'm
the
like,
funny thing.
I was like, I'm not going to argue
So,
with you.
but-
He
but-
literally has a husband. I'm just saying.
I mean,
but
you
from your
showed the sign
perspective,
of
nothing?
saying you have a husband, and you're like really sweet and
Well,
considerate of people. You seem
that's just-
intelligent,
I very
so
much
you're
try to.
probably
Yeah.
queer. Like that's just that's
Why
what
did-
I've
why did-
noticed about
Why
people.
didn't everybody else guess it? I know. Yeah.
But
But it takes one to know one a lot of times.
when
man.
I saw
am-
him decorate a room, I knew.
Yeah, well, that
Beautiful.
that is my one tell.
That's
That is
awesome.
my one tell. You know, but no. Honestly, I have had presidents of outlaw motorcycle clubs. Okay, the president for the El Forasteros here locally has.
Easy, don't get his fucking
And
clip
well,
out here.
this is a while ago. This is a while ago. There's
Fuck, man.
the
I'm the one
president's
that's going to get
changed.
hit. My big ass
Hey,
is gonna-
look! The president's changed. Nobody knows who I'm talking about right now. I'm not fucking throwing anybody under the bus.
I know, but
Fuck 'em all.
But no. Hey,
see? That's when
this
big
guy-
guys catch bullet strays.
this guy came to me. And he goes, Aaron. He goes, I just kind of found out about you. And he said it like that. It was like, I just kind of found out about
Did
you.
he start unbuckling his pants when he said that?
No.
Nice.
I go, what the fuck you finding out? And he's like, it doesn't really matter. Just know that I have your back.
that's
That
cute.
was nice.
Okay.
Okay.
Start braiding your hair.
And to me in that moment, I kind of had to process that for a couple days, and I go, hey man, this is a guy telling me that I might have changed his mind on the
That's fair.
LGBTQ thing.
Yeah.
I might be in a position to change motherfuckers' mind
You're the gay conquistador.
because I'm not what they thought I was supposed to be.
Yeah.
Is that fair?
Yeah,
Is that fair?
I think I'm that way for trans
You know what I mean?
people.
I agree with you.
And
And I think
mean,
that's
a lot of
important.
non-binary
I think that's
people are.
important. Okay. Look, I am a cis man, gay man, okay? But I am a guy. I mean, I am he, him.
He's a man.
You know what I mean?
He's a mean.
I am that.
He's a meanie man.
But like, but at the same time, I am probably the most accessible gay man for a lot of populations that wouldn't enjoy this.
Sure.
You know, the
That's fair.
people that don't want to have this conversation.
So you're
They'll
like
have it
diet.
with
You're
me.
diet gay for the
They'll
people
have
that
it with
can't
me.
handle the gays too much.
Ah, God damn you! You always have to move it wrong.
I know.
Yeah. Jesus Christ.
Well, that's my whole. That's why I'm here.
I was
This
actually.
is what the whiskey's here for.
I
get
grew-
it.
But no, he is right. He is right. He's and I don't even want to say it rudely. Like you're a digestible gay for the fucking people that have that issue.
And it sounds rude, however we say that. Okay, but like,
Yeah, there's no way to.
but there is a reality there. There is a reality there. Okay, like the people that enjoy me or you or any of us really, like the people that enjoy us might take our perspective because they enjoy us as people.
I just wish they'd judge first.
You know
Who
what I
cares
mean?
what your
Like-
sexual orientation is?
Well,
Just-
look.
Yeah, who gives a
I'm just
shit?
saying that if I came out every fucking day and I'm wearing heels and a skirt, a lot of people ain't even going to talk to me. You feel me?
Yeah.
But like,
like that one guy that goes to. Have you seen that guy? I'm sorry.
Well, I think your point is that homophobic working class people are not our enemies. Our enemies
Of
are at the
course they're
top
not.
hoarding wealth,
of course
right?
they're not. Yeah.
So
You're right. You're really 100% right there.
these working class people, we need to be able to talk to them and make friends with them, or at very least, build solidarity with them, so we can
And-
take these motherfuckers at the top down.
And I will say that the people at the top, they disregard these people.
Oh yeah.
Well, they know we
They
won't.
don't
They know we
care.
won't. They know we won't come together. They know that it's really hard to get even the gays and lesbians together, let alone the gay community and the straight community.
Well, hey,
like
hey,
it really
hey.
is hard to get people together to
I'm
work
not,
against.
I'm
this
not
shit.
the one that put every fucking color on that flag. Okay, I feel very disrespected by that flag.
Well, they're all their, like I always say, they're all their own
What
movement.
are you talking about? Disrespected by what flag?
I am saying that I think that LGBTQIA, all the fucking letters have been put on one fucking flag as a catch-all, and I don't like that very much.
It
Well,
just
they're all
means
their own.
queer.
They're all their own movement.
I
though.
don't. They're all their own thing. They're all very, very
different.
very, very like poignantly different.
I
They
totally-
have
Like,
separate flags if you need your own.
I get you.
I
I,
wanna
get
say-
you, but that is very found out after.
I want an
You
Austin.
know what I
flag.
mean? Like
There is one.
Look. The extreme right, the QAnon fuckfaces, are still trying to put maps
Put some Jameson
with
or you wanna
us.
go with-
Yeah,
because
I mean,
it's just another shadier flag.
that's just ridiculous propaganda.
Of course it is. Of course it is. But what I'm trying to say is that we've become a catch-all for everything wrong, and I hate that stigma. I hate that stigma. I don't support it from the very, very ground up. I don't like this rainbow flag. Okay, I just don't like.
I want to just say one
Yes,
one
please,
thing
please,
quickly.
please,
My mom is a lesbian, and I grew
About
up
to be some moving furniture up in here.
by
no. I want to have the conversation if we can.
by
I mean,
proxy. I was a queer kid, but I'm not. I've never been even in a
Understood.
bi space,
Understood, yeah.
but I've been an ally since I was 9 years old.
well, you were. If
I've
you were
marched
raised
in
a
gay
certain
pride
way,
parades. I did the work to say, I'm here for you.
Yeah.
And I do understand that it does feel like it has changed from the 90s, and it does feel like it's not the same group that maybe I championed at the time, but I wouldn't say that like I'm not an ally now because it has evolved into something else. It's sort of like when I was a young skater kid and I thought punk was going to be Black Flag and the Misfits and that's it.
Fucking
And then
A,
people
man.
started
had a
listening.
great T-shirt though.
And-
You
and-
got me. You
and
got
people
me.
started listening to Blink 182, and I was like, "Not cool, man." But that's
Oh.
punk for them. You don't shit on their thing. Like
Right,
it
right,
just
right.
things evolve,
Yeah.
and we can feel like maybe there was a time and place that felt more right to us, but evolution does happen. And
Of course it-
we
of course
have
it
to
does.
we have to accept
Of course it does. Of course it does.
that. And, am I saying?
Yeah, I mean, what I'm hearing, and I'm hoping I'm wrong, is that you don't want to be lumped in with trans people because they represent what's wrong, or we represent
Oh
what's
no
wrong.
no
And
no!
I'm just
Don't get me wrong. No, yes, I understand that we have very similar struggles. You know what I mean? And in this environment, yes, we have very similar struggles. I am saying that each of our causes have subtle differences, and I would like to address those subtle differences.
But it's all
Well,
in the
they've
blanket
all-
of queerness.
I
isn't
say,
it?
well, I say,
It is.
as,
It is. It
well, I
is,
say as a
but, like-
heterosexual man looking in, they're all their own movements. Like they're all have been different timelines. They're all the gay community and the lesbian community have
We-
been in it longer. than
we
the
have
trans
had
community
to.
is.
We have had
But
to.
trans
come
people have
together
existed
on this
forever.
one.
Well, I
Yes,
agree with that.
they
I agree
have,
with that.
yes.
I agree with that. But we didn't just start categorizing and putting them
Yeah.
all together until here over the last
I-
10 years.
I think that what's happening is that we are lumping things together, and I would like to start now in a place of knowledge, kind of branching out and doing our own thing.
I think everybody does do
Yeah.
their own thing, though. I mean, I don't know. We're here talking about like building solidarity with working class people, but then you say
Yes.
you don't want to be lumped in with trans people, and
No,
trans
that's not at all
people
what
are
I'm saying.
working class people. Well, with the
Yeah.
flag, you don't want to be lumped in under
No,
the same rainbow.
I'm saying that I think that the majority of that. What am I trying to say? I'm trying to say that like.
Even straight people have rainbow clouds.
Well, well, yeah, but no. I'm struggling for words here, but it's more about like I don't like being lumped in with everybody that's just at some point divergent.
Are you
see
saying,
what I mean?
Are you
Like,
saying that you're like a contrarian that doesn't want to be forced into a box of any kind, and when you're put into a box, you're like, "Fuck you," and you want to rebel against the box you're put in? Like, if someone called you a deadhead, would you
okay,
say,
okay.
no, I like maybe a couple songs,
So personally,
man."
maybe. But I'm saying as a movement, I would like the movements to kind of speak for themselves. I hate that the world sees us all as one movement. Because what happens inevitably in that situation is they lump any kind of divergent thing into it. And that's really not what we're trying to say, okay? Like when I'm talking about trans rights, I'm talking about this whole like thing that we got to be diagnosed as gender dysphoric before it's a thing. And then it's a look, that's not a thing that the gay people or the lesbian people have ever had to deal with. That's a totally unique thing and it's a problem. I don't like that. I don't like
You sound
that being muddled over.
You sound like an
Okay,
old
like-
man that's seen changes that are scaring
Well,
you.
They
and
are-
not
no,
all
no,
trans people
the-
have gender dysphoria, though.
That's what I'm trying to say. That's what I'm trying to say.
That's fair.
Is that like I'm seeing these old men, okay? Look, I'm 44. I'm in the middle of it, okay? Like
Sure.
I have seen the movement come up, and I have seen reactions to it, and what I'm trying to say is that like there are vastly different attitudes and feelings towards every movement of every color of that rainbow flag, and I hate that they get glossed over, and I hate that they get lumped into one major thing. Okay, I don't like that it's just, oh, well, this is the movement. This is the alphabet people, as the right people call us. Okay, they lump it all together, and this is a problem for me. Okay,
Well, and he
I don't like that.
And I'll eventually going to throw him a life jacket. What he's saying a little bit is that there's specific things about each movement that get looked over when you put them all together.
Yes.
As being the same thing.
They are not
Now,
the same.
now, can they ride together in these movements as far as pride parades and
We
all
have
that
had
shit?
to in the
Then
past.
to me, that doesn't matter to me
It's the
because I'm
same
not
struggle for human rights, though.
It is that.
Well,
It is that.
well, I don't see gay and trans people marching in Black Lives Matter parades. Then,
And-
I mean,
and-
that's
Yes, you
not-
do.
Yeah, you do.
You absolutely do.
Well, yeah, you're not. They're not avidly participating in all civil rights. I mean, you can't say that they are or they're not. So it's not.
I can say there's plenty of trans people that went to Black
you
Lives
can
Matter
just say there's
protests.
plenty of people is what you can say.
Well,
you can't really pick and choose who.
Well, no,
who didn't.
Well, if we're cultivating solidarity,
to speak with what Annie's saying about human rights. Okay, we have got on that human rights thing, and we have marched with Black Lives Matter. We have marched with
of course we
basic
have.
human rights things, and I think that is the mark that we're trying to say is we identify together as basic human rights issues.
Yeah, then we could just remove
At
all of
some
the
point, at some point, we
labels
have
and-
to evolve. We have to evolve into a point to where we understand each movement in its own right.
or that we're just all people working
Yeah.
together for good of everyone.
Well, I'm saying that.
Let's do that instead.
Can I do
of
one?
labeling?
Can I do
Yeah,
one
yeah.
quick analogy?
Yeah, please.
So,
I'm dying over here.
I know what you're doing, and I do understand your point of view, and it does make sense to me. It's sort of like a festival. It's sort of like there are going to be several different genre-specific areas for bands to play, and lumping it all into the same festival feels like you're lumping them all into one category, but it's not one category. But it is like a cornucopia of things.
Yeah.
And that, I think, is the only part that I think you're maybe missing. But
Okay,
also,
okay.
like, but that's what it is. It's,
No,
it's
no,
like
no. I like the discourse. I like
your stage is still there, and
Yeah.
they want you there.
Yeah.
And there's going to be more stages to go see things that maybe you're not into. That's what a festival is.
Yes.
And I think that's what evolution kind of is. Like,
Yeah.
we get to be niche in our things we like, but we also pay with our dollars. That's our vote. That's what we decide is worthwhile to us, right?
I'm looking for the next stage in that evolution.
I
guess
kind of
that's
feel
what
like
I'm
Elsewhere
saying,
Festival
you know?
was a little bit of that for the Wichita community.
I agree with you 100%.
Yeah.
It was a step in the right direction for a more open, non-rock.
I was not
country
going
concert.
to see Sudan Archives. I had no interest.
Dude, we were
She
never
would-
going
she
to
would-
see.
she
Well, I'm
would
just here to
not.
tell you, I have no fucking clue who that is. I'll
We
check
were
it
never
out.
going to see a
You
bunch of those
missed
people.
out.
I know. Well, I had to host a show. I wanted to be there. I had some shit that I had to do too. But I mean, I would have been there Friday night if I wasn't hosting a show that we had to do.
All good.
I wanted that was Killer Mike means the world to me. He's a big part of
Ron the Jules fan.
Oh Jesus Christ! I mean, anybody who still hangs out with Zach De La Rocha is cool with me. So, yeah, dude, there's no end to this party. Let's
There should be an end.
let's do a little Jameson.
we'll sweat.
Let's get back on Milkwave a little bit. So,
Hell yes.
you guys are in a band, right?
Yeah. I actually have 2 bands. I do want to plug my other band, Remains to Be Seen.
Well,
nice,
yeah, we're
nice.
That's another
Okay.
project that I have, and booking
good.
label is Death Forms ICT. Follow it on Instagram. Hit us up for shows if you do anything dark and different.
So we were checking out Milkwave's music today,
good.
and you guys have an EP and a single. That's what I found on Apple Music? And
Well,
I
we have
saw-
a full album
We
and a single.
And a
we,
single.
we rarely go. Oh, that's awesome. All together.
we were in here jamming.
And yeah, we very much
Bless
like
up.
the
yeah,
catalog.
and when I think I
we
feel like I
noticed
kinda
the
said it to you
difference
guys at-
between the studios.
Did you?
Yeah, we noticed the difference between the studios, but we
because
very
you had
much
the
liked
single.
all
The single
the
was from
music. All the music
2003
was great.
or 23, and the
Yeah.
album was 2 years before that, if I can remember correctly.
So the first one we recorded with Miles from Dead Orchestra.
I love that guy.
Pretty
what a-
great dude. Yeah, he
Yeah.
did a good job.
What
We
a
had a really
Wichita
good
legend.
time.
Quick impression. Annie has this lyric that says, Amy's downstairs again. And every time she would sing, he'd go, you know it right there. I'm like, what?
Oh shit!
He's like, the world was blowing up. Every time Annie would sing, he'd like a few lyrics that he would just be like, oh, and like almost slug me, you know? Like,
Yeah.
oh, god damn, yep. That's Miles. That's Miles.
I
That's my
really
impression
love
of
him
Miles.
so much.
He's good people. He's good people.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yep.
The second one was at Red Cat, and then
With Luke.
with Luke. He's incredible.
I've heard nothing.
The
but
Red Cat.
I'm not gonna lie. I've heard nothing but great things about
He's
them.
amazing.
He's
I
so
really-
good.
I've heard. I want to go see his studio and stuff
Unfortunately, I think he's pulling the
too. Yeah, that happens.
pumping the brakes.
It
and
happens.
stopping.
Yeah, he's done.
And
Is
then
it-
the
is that what
third
you were too?
one
Damn, well, bummer.
He's done.
isn't done yet, but we're recording with Eric
Oh, yeah.
Harrison from
Yeah,
Brave
Brave
Boy.
Boy. Yeah.
I
Oh,
think
it's
you
very
guys
nice.
We just had them on.
too.
We just had them on.
Right.
And
I know.
Yeah.
While we were recording.
And
Excellent,
well,
excellent.
I mean, I almost linked that together. I didn't want to push into it too hard, but the way, with the shit that the old Kirby's people said, it's another reason why he doesn't like the lumping of everyone together.
So
is
we
another way.
Yeah,
love
I'm just
those
saying that,
people.
man.
We love those people very much. They were confused, and I just don't think that has any bearing
agree with
on
you.
pride or
right 100%.
anything really. I mean, like that's just
They were just. I
insane
mean, they were
propaganda.
They
and
They listened to a goofy podcast and got some weird
Yeah,
ideas.
I mean,
they
do-
got
I
some
do
awesome
real quick.
QAnon, and it's
nobody supports pedophiles. Nobody's okay with that shit.
Oh,
If
there's
you-
people letting them try to be maps and try
No,
to.
there's not.
There's people trying to let them.
There is
Rebrand.
a there is a
Nobody's
right wing
trying
thing.
to rebrand
yeah.
anything.
Well, they
that's
are. They
no-
are.
No,
They are trying to rebrand
those people
themselves.
need help. They
They
need
do.
therapy.
I think that's trolls on the internet. I don't think that's
Anyone,
real people.
trying to
anyone can
rebrand them,
find
though?
community on the internet now, but those people need help, and there's no respectable group that takes them on and says, "Oh yeah, you're with us." Nobody fucking does
Nobody's
that.
gonna-
That's
Nobody's
so
ever
silly.
said. Nobody's fucking ever said that.
No.
Nobody's
Nobody
ever
says, "Oh
said
yeah,
that.
no, we understand why you're attracted to minors." No, it's not a thing.
Nobody's
It's
ever
not
fucking
okay.
said that. 100%.
Yeah.
And I like to see that. Because I really got a great impression from the Harrisons. They were awesome.
They're wonderful.
They're
yeah.
they're
I
kind of
agree, I
they're
agree.
similar. You guys are musically similar. Kind of
We're goth.
kind of like
We're
a
goths.
goth alternative. I'm not trying to
We're
put you guys in a
goths.
box.
No, yeah, it's
But,
fine. I mean, like,
enough.
But you guys
I'll
have
be strict
I see
with
it.
them.
I mean,
Yeah.
similar
yeah.
styles.
Yeah.
Do you
And-
guys follow the Dream Eaters?
No.
The Dream Eaters.
I like Dream Crusher.
Why don't you go to the seance
I got those-
without me?
Well, I got those dream catchers that you hang from the ceiling.
So
Oh,
good,
right
so
on,
good.
yeah.
Go check it out.
I don't know if they ever work.
I'll shut up.
So,
Like
I'm not
Dream
familiar. I'll
Warriors.
check
so you
them
guys
out.
got
Dream
so you guys got
Eaters.
new music coming out with Milkwave.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When can we expect that?
As soon as we go over there and finish mixing.
Yeah.
Maybe next
Where at?
week.
Where you guys
It's
at?
Eric's place.
Eric's.
Eric and Mary.
Nice,
Yeah.
nice.
So we're getting that by the end of the year.
Oh, I'm.
Yeah.
Well,
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
I don't want to put that on Eric, but probably with the way
Let's
he
do it.
puts things out.
Let's do it by next Thursday.
I wouldn't say by next
I'd
Thursday.
say by
Eric,
fall.
your
I'd say by
timeline
fall.
is.
I wouldn't be surprised at all if
Fall.
it was out in the fall.
That'd be
Yeah.
nice. Nice.
Fall makes sense.
So now pimp your other band. Your other band got new music
Remains
coming
to
in?
be seen.
They got new music coming too?
And Mason and I look similar. Like we both are bearded glass.
So you have-
long hair
she's-
boys, and so
So the bassist in this other band looks like you.
he's not
Just
the bassist.
like him, but he
They're-
wears a hat.
People
You
mix
guys ever
us up,
switch
I
it
guess,
up?
Yeah.
See a little doppelganger going on
They-
there.
No,
I mean, like
if you know us,
I don't
wouldn't-
see
It's like
it.
you two. It's like someone saying,
Yeah, it'd be like
Aaron and
somebody
Austin
make-
show,
We-
bearded guy.
I get-
The
Same
bearded
people.
guy.
Same
It
people.
happens a lot.
they're both beautiful musicians who hold guitar-like things. It happens.
You know,
Like,
right,
yeah.
it's-
It
And they
happens a
stand
lot.
by me.
Dude, white dudes look a lot alike. We have long hair and beards because we're
Right.
getting old and fat, and we love to put tattoos on
fucking
ourselves.
Vikings.
We're all about the same.
I don't know when our next album's coming out, but it will be out and it will be good. We were trying to do it by Valentine's Day, and then we had to move instead.
But so both bands are active. And
both bands are active. Yeah.
So you can catch them maybe around town.
Hey, where can we catch
Yeah.
those? You guys got
Oh, that's right.
links?
Yes.
Links on things?
Our next show is July 19th at
Excellent.
Heat Fest at Kirby's.
Oh, Heat Fest.
Beautiful.
we
Always a
very
fun time.
much love. We love
We
Kirby's.
promoted the shit out of Heat Fest for
Hell yeah.
last year.
Yeah.
Heat
And,
Fest, Meat Fest, it's whatever.
We play them all.
We do it
Change
all.
one letter.
I
Let's go.
know Elsewhere Festival was banging on Friday night, but I'm just here to say the show at Kirby's, someone stage dived into a drum set.
That's cool.
Okay.
It might.
You know
or
you're
might not have
having a
been
show
awesome.
when
Which,
somebody stage dives into a Hey Radio's drum set.
I literally yelped when Oliver from Place to Bury Strangers broke his guitar and his the bridge of his guitar hit me in the chest.
Oh Jesus!
I yelped.
Did you?
And I
Mason
felt.
got hit.
Did you make that weird?
Yeah, really?
Hello.
Yeah.
Yes, by
You made that
Oliver,
weird
fucking
like you made that
Oliver.
weird air sucking sound.
Yeah. I thought.
Then you got to look around to see who
wasn't
saw
sure
it.
what happened.
You got to look around and see who all saw it.
Unbelievable. You both got hit. So that's another way they're similar. By
There
Oliver.
you go.
Jesus
All right.
Christ.
So before we get out of here, how do we
Yeah.
find you guys? How do we support you? Tell me all your Instagrams,
I just
your
need a snip.
Facebookies.
I don't. I think all social media is very poisonous trash.
You can
And I
find
fucking
us
God, you're right. I think
hate
you're
it.
right.
Oh, calm down.
Okay.
But I know.
How are we going to buy a ticket to
You
your show?
must-
Yeah,
Ticket?
how do we
must-
find you? Yeah,
we must
you
exist
can look
into
for
the world.
Milkwave Band on Instagram.
All one word, right? All one word.
Something like
it
that.
always
I
is
mean,
your
if you
stream.
search us, we'll pop up if you're like
And
in the
I will.
Wichita
And
area.
most people don't realize if you like and follow their band first, then it's easier to tag and shit. Like
It's-
everybody always wonders why I can't tag shit. It's because you don't like and follow first. You asshat.
It's Milkwave_band. And then you can find me at Remains to Be Seen and Death Forms ICT if you're trying to book anything.
Beautiful.
Deathforms.ict. I do also real quick want to plug my work at the Tank House.
Let's go.
The Tank House is what?
sensory deprivation tank place.
Oh, damn! We were saying the salt.
Oh,
water?
I know what you
Yeah,
mean.
we also
I know
have,
what you mean.
mhm,
Yeah,
so
that's-
1,000 pounds of Epsom salt holds you up.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
that might not hold my big ass.
Salt water. You like you float on top.
And
Yeah,
you
I know what
meditate or you fall asleep, whatever
Or
you
you-
want to do. It's real good for you. Take a look into that. We also have an infrared sauna and a somatic sound table.
Infrared
which,
is the shit
A
too.
cymatic sound table,
yeah, the table vibrates while it plays you cool
and it
sounds.
makes things out of sand. Like it makes.
No, it's not that. Calm
Not
down.
cymatic.
No,
Cymatics. Well-
sound table. Sound
Okay,
table. It's
okay.
a vibrating massage table, basically.
Cymatics, I know a certain way. Like
Okay. Interesting.
cymatics are the thing that they put like a
Fractals.
through there.
Well-
yeah, and then there's sand on a table, and,
And
it makes a pattern.
And I've
like
been,
a geometry.
I've been
Yeah,
holding
yeah,
this.
yeah.
I've been
Yeah.
holding this to the end because I think you guys would be a pretty fun guest for this. So you guys got to see the venue downstairs. At least you did.
I want to play there.
So,
Let's go.
So what me and Aaron started last week, and with
Last
the help,
Thursday,
with the
actually.
help of Annie and Daniel Scott Films and everybody here at the Hideout,
I mean-
what we're doing is Wichita's own Tiny Desk thing. So
Oh,
what we're
cool.
doing, we're doing our own concert series initiative.
You want to
that
go right now? Let me grab bass?
dude, I'm not gonna lie
let's
to you.
go.
I'm not gonna lie to you.
Play any bass you
Hey,
want.
dude, Matthew, this is literally how the dream started. So when we first started doing shows, when we first started doing shows, we would do a show with an artist,
fuck with me,
and then
man.
they would hit the stage or hit an area and we'd film it. But what we've kind of decided to do is our own Tiny Desk thing.
Do you have a shitty little guitar amp or bass amp in here?
Oh, I have good ones.
We have a lot of good stuff here.
Yeah, we could do one.
We don't have shitty stuff.
No,
We-
no,
we
not
We
right
can't
now,
do it
not
today.
right now,
We
no.
can't move all our production today.
I have to have another.
No, we could do it right now.
No.
You'd have to do it in the seats that you're sitting in.
Okay.
But
No,
I
we
would.
could.
We
I know.
could.
Shh. Quit saying
Don't.
yes to everything.
You're gonna put me on the spot.
But
Theater kids, what can- what can I tell you?
but all jokes aside, we're doing this once a month. So the third Thursday of every month, we're
they'd
gonna.
be awesome for the third one.
Oh, that would be perfect for that. Well, Rudy wanted to do the third one, so We could have either one of them.
Last
and then
time
the
we
fourth
played
one.
with him, the show got rained out, so that'd be fun to do.
Yeah, there you
Yeah,
go.
for
Yeah.
sure.
So-
If we get them, it won't get rained out. See?
So what it is we're letting the artists come in, and doing a free show. They're doing basically a live broadcast show onto 8 platforms that we can broadcast through StreamYard,
Oh, yeah,
we fill the room with just $10 tickets for your friends and family. Or
lovely.
so it's just an intimate show for people that actually give a fuck about your music and want to come support you.
Yeah, they can come.
And we get to film it and we get to record it. You can take the stems with you if you want to do whatever you want with the video and the mastering afterwards. So it's a lot of fucking fun.
Absolutely.
And I think you guys, as we build towards bigger bands, we started with Whitney Means did the first one. We got Hector doing the second one. Almeida's. I always fuck his last name up. Sorry, Hector. I love you. Yeah, it's tougher than most. I ain't gonna lie, but and that's what we're gonna try to do, and hopefully we get to. I'm gonna try to get this sponsored so we can pay for the production, and some of the half the door at least the artists can take with them because it's their friends and family.
Cool.
All we need to pay is a little bit for the room downstairs and a little bit for the sound guy and shit and the production people that work their ass off.
It's a low cost,
but
high
but I would love to really start like a
Good
full on
Sounds awesome.
concert
Yeah, I think it's
initiative
awesome. Yeah.
that is for everybody. That
I
is
have-
for all of the genres.
I have a
Where-
PV 4x12 guitar cab and a PV 215 that I will donate to your space
Oh my God,
to
I love it.
permanently have a good backline.
I love it. Yeah.
I'm 100% in support of this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Just know that if you donate to the
I think it's-
nonprofit, we may move that forward. If someone wants it, if
Please.
someone needs a gear later, and we'll move it forward. Just know we'll use it like you want it to be used. Like we'll hold it up here as backline. Like you see the backline we have.
Yeah.
If you have a better backline, that goes.
Sure.
But that happens. We might get trumped on backline, and then your backline gets donated to somebody who needs it.
So I mean, and
That's
really-
what I'm going to say. That's
and-
what our nonprofit
I
does.
feel
and that's what we've really tried to create with this nonprofit. It's an all ages, non-alcoholic nonprofit. So when we even do these concert initiative shows, they're only an hour. So we don't. No one has to come here and get fucking boozed up. We're only doing, and it has to be all original music because we can't broadcast it on our platforms unless it's original. Right. So we're broadcasting our original talented artists in this town, and it's even a platform that if you're a mom or a dad, you can have your kids come still, and we still and it's only an hour. We're not playing a 4-hour fucking set. And we did our first one. Whitney Means got to be seen by over 1,000 people on 4 different platforms in 2 hours.
That happened.
I mean,
That was
most local artists are not going to be seen unless they get to do something fun like the Elsewhere Festival or something big or Damn Jam, or they get lumped into something like that. You're not going to get to see 1,000 people. Whether it was a clicker minute or whatever it was, it's enough for me for the people that hopefully learned about Whitney and hopefully learn about Hector the next time. So I think you guys would be a real fun one for this initiative, and so we'll talk later. But I wanted to bring it up on and get you guys stuck while you're live.
We will be doing it.
Yeah.
Hey, before we get off of here, anything you want to plug?
Yep.
Anything you
Screen
wanna plug?
printing?
My
Oh,
wife,
screen printing.
my
Yeah.
wife and I have a screen printing business. We do out
Beautiful.
of the barn in the back of our house.
Well, you do. Hey, you make your
I
own
love
money.
it.
Quit
I
paying
love
people.
it. I love it.
Quit paying people. It's. I mean, the
They've
days.
done shirts for Norton's, for Kirby's.
Yeah,
they do
amazing,
lots of
amazing.
band
Got a
shirts.
sticker?
Screen printing. Nah, it's a business card. I'm
Right
nearly
there.
a
There's
boomer.
the camera.
That's nearly boomer stuff.
He could do them for you.
I
That's a
will.
sticker for fuck's sake.
No, it's not.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, I mean, can I peel it?
Really, the only thing if I was going to plug anything, I would say the most important things in the entire world, in my opinion, are being kind, loving, and understanding. And,
Amen. Amen.
Using those rules to allow your judgment to pick the people that you want to be in your life. You get to pick your pack, and if you're a good one, you'll be the shepherd of that pack. And when there are problems, you will put yourself in a position to help change those things rather than shame or punish. I
Yes,
think
yes,
love.
yes.
It's a big,
Yes,
boring
yes.
way of saying love is the answer. Or
Cancel
that.
culture sucks.
And also,
Oh, my God.
share your weed.
No, fuck off.
And free Palestine.
All right.
Hold on. Hold the fuck on. Before we go anywhere.
Now you want to argue.
Now it's time. Bring your own weed.
Play
I'll smoke my weed. It is
the fucking outro.
Two dudes, Aaron and Austin, made a show.